Hi folks, this video tutorial is all about how to make these gorgeous little hidden paper clips. I've got 7 of them here and they're all different sizes and shapes with different kinds of embellishments on them. I've got ones here that are really vintage with these lovely tassels. I've got ones that are making use of my little paper dolls, and I've got a fairy godmother here. Now these things, let's find a piece of paper for you to show you. Didn't know that was in there. They slip very easily onto the top of your journals, or if you wanted to make them to fit onto the side of your journals, onto the side of your journals, that would also work. You can use them as page dividers in a journal, so you can stagger them throughout a journal. They can either go flush up against the top of your page, or they can stick out over the edge of your page, whichever you choose. And you're just going to be using up your scraps to make these things, with a couple of little precious bits and pieces thrown in as well. So let's have a look at the basis of a hidden paper clip. What we've got going on is a fold of paper that's in a W shape, and you slide your paper clip over the middle of the W, glue that piece onto the top, glue that piece onto the bottom, and there you have your hidden paper clip. Okay, and I want to show you this basic construction so that you can take this in all sorts of different directions yourself. So I've got my long piece of paper. So long as your piece of paper is 4 times the length of your paper clip, or slightly over, whether that's a little paper clip or one of these jumbo paper clips, doesn't matter. It needs to be 4 times the length and just a little bit more. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold your piece of paper not quite in half. You want a little lip. It can be 1/4 of an inch, it can be 3/4 of a centimetre, a centimetre. It's not vital, just a little bit of a difference between that edge and that edge. And you fold this with the right sides together, like that. And then you fold this piece back on itself to meet this edge, and you turn it over and you fold this piece over to meet the edge like that. And then there you have the W that we were talking about, and you pop your paper clip over the center of that W like that, and then you glue these panels together. So make sure your paper clip is fully pushed in, glue all around, and in the middle you want that all nice and secure. And glue that in place. You can use narrower strips of paper than this if you want, but you do want to ensure that you've got enough. I'd say 1 inch really would want to be your narrowest. I've got 1 inch here. That might be slightly less than, I reckon that's 1 inch. We'll give one a go like that so we can see just what you can get away with. And you can make these in different lengths. Like I said, this one is quite long. You can see the gap between the fold and the end of the paper clip. So you can make it longer than this if you want to. You could join 2 pieces of paper together. Nothing to stop you to making fully fledged bookmarks, for instance, using this technique. And they then just glue together. If you want to bulldog clip those pages together while they dry, you go ahead and do that so that you'll know that they're all sticking. But I'm just going to revisit and keep pressing that down like that. So that's the basis for our hidden paper clip. Let's have a look at what happens if we make a smaller one. So I'm going to go right sides together. I'm giving myself a little gap between one edge and the other edge, and that's just to allow, we can see it here now in action, that's just to allow you ease of getting it on. That's all that's for. So this would be your front, and you can do it like that. Right, so we fold this bit back on each other. I don't know if my paper clip's going to be long enough here, but I can always use a small paper clip if not. But I like these to be quite sizable. I think if you're going to have them, I like this that kind of size. Let's see if my paper clip fits. There we are. Yeah, that's going to fit. That's going to be about the smallest hidden paper clip that we can make in this kind of style. So yeah, I like it. You can make sure you've got your paper clip on straight if you like. Not my gung-ho approach to lining everything up. There we go, and give that a press down, and then we're going in the other side. You can see this is a real scrap of paper. This has been used for all sorts. So there's another one done, and I'm going to have a look at what we've got here. This is a little scrap of paper that's quite interesting. It was left over from something I was doing. Here's another one that's actually been used. This is card now, and this has actually been used for gluing. It's got glue all over the back. So this is just what you can do with your scraps. Little bit of a gap, doesn't have to be much. Fold back on itself. Now this one may not fit the big paper clip. I may have to go little paper clip with this, which is quite interesting. Look, it might be a bit too long here. Yeah, look, that's a little bit too long. But we can make use of that. You know, you can put a dangle on there. I'm going to go with that as it is. Glue, 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 glue. It's really crunchy. It's had loads of glue on it, this piece of card. It's just been sat, as they do, with lots of other pieces of card. This one might need a bulldog clip. It's a hefty beast. Interested to experiment with that little loop sticking out over the top. Gonna grab some bulldog clips. Oh, I tell you what we could do, grab some paper clips. There we go. That's an interesting little one, isn't it? And I've got this one here that I also want to fiddle about with. So right sides together. Just a little bit of a gap there. And I think I'm definitely going to have to go for a small paper clip now, surely to goodness. Unless I have another, that gap's too big, isn't it? Let's get a small one. You know, when you get a box of paper clips, you've got millions of paper clips. You've got paper clips for life, really, haven't you? So I figure you might as well, we might as well crack on and use them. Yeah, I've got this little bit left over. I'm going to do, this one's been used for inking as well. These really are scraps. Right sides together, Emma, right sides together. There we are, a little bit of a gap there. And I'm coming out just over the top of that fold, so that I can avoid any white lines showing. I think I've got room for a big paper clip now. But before I do that, I want to undo this a little bit, and I'm going to corner round at the top. I know that my corner rounder isn't going to be able to take all 4 sheets at once, so I'm doing 2, and then I'm going to do my end 2 at one end. And so long as I'm lining up my paper in my corner rounder properly, I should be okay, and it should all line up nicely. There we are. That's that. I like that with the corner rounded tops. Could corner round the bottoms as well, couldn't I? Or you, you could. And now, of course, I've got the beautiful job of decorating these little things. Look at my desk. My desk. I've just pulled some stuff out, sort of semi-randomly, and I'm just going to go for it. So here are my little paper clips, hidden paper clips. You can see that the glue has dried now. I've lost my thing that I was using to pop over them so we could see what they look like. Let's use this scrap. So they then slip over here like this. They can be used as page dividers in your journal. They can go on your journal sideways. They can be used to tuck pieces of ephemera under in your journal. I love them. I just love them. So there we are. Right, I'm going to start with this one. I think I know what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to keep it ever so simple. I don't know about you, but I am very capable of overthinking these things, and I get myself into a pickle and can't make any decisions. So I'm really just going to go for it. I found this little scrap, this little Acme soap receipt that fits on there just nicely with a tiny, tiny little border. So I'm going for that. And I also like this bit of lace. It's not lace, it's ribbon. And I need a better pair of scissors than this. This is what happens when you use your fabric scissors for cutting paper. Isn't it, Mum? So there we are. I'm going to cut a little bit there. I don't need all of that. So I'll cut that down a little bit and I'll go for it with the glue. I needed to fill my glue up really. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to struggle. Back in a sec. There we are. That's better. Oh, a little one I was on, wasn't I? So I'm gluing all around here. Oh, I don't know how far this thing comes down. All the way, pretty much. Get a decent amount of glue on there because I've got this ribbon to go on. I'll pop my bit of ribbon on. A bit more glue over the top of my ribbon. And then I'll pop my little teensy tiny little piece of ephemera over the top. That looks great. I think I'll get some bulldog clips to secure that while it dries. Just one on either side. I'll help it along because, of course, the bulldog, I've got a magnet. Get off. The paper clip in between those layers of card now is meaning that the card isn't fully flat, but that should do it. Straighten my ribbon, and that's a simple little one. That's going to be nice. I'm going to put this to one side. Right, what should we look at next? This one, goodness knows what I'm going to do with these things. I think I'm going to cut my corners off. I'll try and get them symmetrical first time, or as near as damn it, because I had an idea for a tag-like affair for this one, because the proportions seemed about right. So let's get some ink on the go there as well. That's nice. It's Sunday afternoon. My daughter has gone foraging with her dad. She's gone to get nettle shoots and cleavers. She wants to make some cleaver water, which is a good detox for the liver, etc. Tastes really nice as well. And also she wants to make some nettle soup. So she's gone off, my little wild child, to do that. Leaving me to play with bits of paper. Because the wind's cold. I would have gone, but the wind's cold. I don't like a cold wind. Right, that's that. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Where's my little bits and bobs? What would work on here? Do you know, something just simple. It doesn't have to be much at all, does it? I've got found these little teacups. Don't feel they're right. I've also got this little butterfly, which is quite nice. Tidy him up a little bit round there. Let's get him inked up. I don't like that white. Maybe he'll fit better. She will fit better with a bit of ink. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Now, anything that, let's have a look at this. Anything that's above the top of this paper clip that you can just see sticking out the top here is obviously going to stick out over the edge, and that can work for you if you wanted to use these as bookmarks. That's quite nice to have something sticking out over the edge like that. Might go like that for that one maybe. What lace have we got kicking around here? I've got this self-adhesive lace. I'm not sure how much I trust this self-adhesive. I know some of it's been sat in the window, so that bit will be no good. I'll cut a strip of that to length. I love cotton lace. Massive, massive fan of cotton lace. I think it's so beautiful. Could get a little bit of something scrappy behind this little fella. And maybe a sentiment. Am I a bit too crowded? We're not seeing what's going on with this one, are we? Because I've got stuff all over the blithering place at the moment. You want to see the rest of my desk? It's fabulous. Sometimes it really bothers my eyes and I feel I've got to tidy up and everything's got to be neat and orderly, and other times it like really helps me to be really scruffy. Yeah, that'll work. We can make that work. So a little bit of this scruffy stuff. I find, I don't know about you, but I find that I tend not to buy supplies as far as possible. I tend to like look out at what we call in the UK car boot sales. You have yard sales that are similar. Oh, this is the back as well. Turn it over. Yeah, you have yard sales. We have second-hand shops or charity shops. You have thrift stores. So I tend to do a lot of looking out for little interesting bits and bobs to bring home. There we are, quite like that. That's quite nice and simple. I've got some sentiments here. I've got a little sentiment I found that says Creative Soul. I'm going to cut that in half. It's made it really tight, but what the heck. A little bit of ink just to consolidate those edges and make it all work together. I've got my Creative Soul Creative. That's really good actually, Soul Creative Soul here. And then I can put my little bit of lace at the bottom maybe. Yeah. Let's do that. Put my lace on first. Don't know if I trust that adhesive. I picked this up at a car boot sale. Jumped on it. And I always say, I never say, how much do you want for that, please? I always say, what's your best price? So they kind of, it puts it into their mind that they've got to give me a bargain. Which he did. It's like 25p or something like that. There we go. That's my Creative Soul. That's really cool. Really nice. Very simple. Not overthought. So I've got two now. Let's take the bulldog clips off here. See how we're going. Look at them. They're lovely. I could put a tiny little thing on there actually, couldn't I? I'm over fussing now, aren't I? That's lovely. Oh my goodness. Go on, I'm going to do it. I wasn't going to use my teacup on here. I wasn't going to use anything on here. I thought that was just enough, but this is even more. There we go. That's a nice little fussy cut. Right, I'm going to put those out of the way. Let the glue dry without me barging into anything. This one here that's quite wide. Like I say, I'm not going to overthink these things. It's quite easy to do that and work yourself up into a bit of a paralysis, really, where you can't really do anything and you doubt your own ability and you don't know what looks nice and what doesn't. Don't overthink stuff. Just do it. Just do it. We're very fortunate that we're working with affordable materials, especially when you're thrifty and you're picking things up as you're going along and really making excellent use of the things other people don't want. So I've got onwards and onward and upwards. Onward and upward. I would like that onwards and upwards, but we haven't got that. Right, I've also got these. Now, I did actually buy these. I bought 100 of them from Amazon, and I think they're about like £10 or £12. But there's 100 of them. I'll have them for the rest of my life. And this is the one that I've got the paperclip sticking up. So I've got this little loop that I can feed this... I got glue on my fingers. I can feed this tassel through. There we are. That's it. That's that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, isn't that nice? Yeah, really love these tassels. Glad I've got them. Really glad I've got them. So I've got 3 now done out of my 6. Let's have a look. I want to use this fairy godmother. This fairy godmother was from the Cinderella journal kit or journal collection, and she's just lovely. Again, I'm liking this, tapering this edge, give me a bit of a tag look about it. I'm enjoying defining those edges with a bit of ink. I've also got another raised up paper clip here. What will we do with that? Everyone asked. I've got this lady here. I've got my fairy godmother. Gonna have to use her. And she's not gonna need an awful lot, is she? Let's face it. She's got it all going on already. Maybe she should go on that one. Yeah. And then I'll save my sticky uppy paper clippy bitty for something else. I want to use another tassel because I think they're really, really gorgeous and makes for a lovely bookmark as well, that. But I'm making a video to show you guys different things. So no point me doing the same thing, is there, again? Right, fairy godmother, here we go. What should we do with you? Another little bit of scrim. You can't go wrong with this stuff. I don't even know what this is. I know that it's called scrim. I've got no idea where I got that from. I think it's maybe for floristry, you know, some kind of natural looking ribbon stuff. I reckon if you went into a florist's and just had a look, because you only need little tiny bits, don't you? I've got this. Oh my God, it's magical. Not a fan of synthetics though. Excuse me while I root about in my lace. Saw a man at a car boot sale. He was selling loads. We didn't get on very well. My daughter and I didn't like him very much. He was a bit mean. And he wasn't up for the banter. I do like a bit of banter. And he was quite serious. And he wanted a lot of money for this lace. I managed to squeeze a bit out of him. Kind of wish I'd have just gone for it and got the lot, because it's not often you see such a lot of beautiful cotton lace. Apparently his wife was into doll making, but she'd stopped now, so there's a little bit of lace. I've got this, look. But we're going for her. Oh, that's going to be really simple. That's really nice. We don't need much. And I don't want to detract from her either. She's so beautiful. You can find her in my Etsy store amongst the Cinderella bits and bobs. Can't quite remember offhand. There she is. Oh, I'm using her. Really nice. Let's get some bulldog clips on her. There we are. That's 4 of my 6. And I've got, where's my 2? Oh, I've got 3 left. Heck. Right, let's have a think. And then I've cut myself a little bit of coffee coloured cotton lace. I'm going to pop this down over the edge. And I know I'm very, very aware that your bits and bobs will be very different to my bits and bobs. But my idea here that I want to share with you is to extend over the edge of your hidden paper clip. You're giving an extra little bit of texture, some different texture going on there, which will be very nice. And this one as well, I'm going to allow my butterfly, I'm going to glue the bottom of these wings. I'm going to allow the butterfly to stick out over the top. So when this hidden paper clip is actually in place, it'll come down to about there. So she, with her wings on about there, and the wings will stick up over the top of my journal. I love that so much. I want to make a whole set of these now for some of my fairy journal kits. If you haven't seen them, go and have a look. I got some lovely things in there. So pop her in the right place. She looks then like she's sitting on this lace. Let's claim one of those, reclaim one of those from the fairy godmother and just pop that on there so that she can have a proper good go at sticking on. Can't get her in there. Oh yes I can, like just, there we go. Leave her there to dry. That's my fairy godmother. This one, I've got this amazingly beautiful little piece of lace. I think it was kind of like it was a sleeve of a dress at one time in its life. and I've got little bits of it, little bits, and I use it really, really sparingly, but I really liked it with this lacy background. And I'm going for another tassel. I love these tassels. If you want to get some, I can recommend them. You can cut them down as well, you know, you don't have to have them like the full tassel-y length. You can make shorter tassels. So that's that piece on there. I'm letting that go over the edge because then you can really see that beautiful little bit of lace there. And I'm just going to put this little vintage sentiment on an angle because that's how it fits. I tried it like that. I don't think I particularly like it. I think I prefer it. There. My daughter's just come back. She's got loads of nettles. She's got loads of wild garlic. And then I can trim. My little girl. Did I just say that? My teenager. Always my little girl. There we go. Look at that. That's really quite simple, but you know, it's beautiful and it's enough, and I'm covered in glue. Right, so I have got my last one. Now I love this. No idea what I want to do with it. I'd have been surprised if that worked, to be honest. What should I do with these edges? I know I can't get that round in my corner rounderer. I'm going to have to go angled again, aren't I? I do like that. I like what that does to just to knock the squareness off the edge. Do you know, that would be all right as it is. It really would be okay as it is. Let's have a little play for a minute off camera. So this one, I've glued a little bit of this beautiful ribbon that I'm very stingy with. And I'd found this in my stash, and that has meaning today for me because I lost my remaining little rat girl, Yang. She was the white one, her sister was the dark one. She was called Yin, and she went a few months ago. So Yang died, and then this morning Tiggs came in crying because Chip, one of our little silky bantams, little white girl, had also died. And I said to Tiggs that maybe Chip needed to go because Yang needed more feathers for her new wings. So this is for Yang and Chip, this particular little tag. And I haven't really left any paperclip there, but I've got enough. I'm feeling confident that I can get this bulb pin through here and give it a home there. Don't know how well it's going to sit. Maybe I'd be better off going in with I've just had the damn things. Where are they? With a jump ring first. Now I know we're verging on jewellery here, but there is a bit of a crossover with our bits and bobs that we bling up our journals with. And these are very useful to have. You get a little tool with these jump rings, which is absolutely brilliant. You just put that there, open up your jump ring, pop your jump ring on like this, and then pop this tool back over there and close your jump ring. Absolute game changer. It's brilliant. So if you haven't got any jewellery equipment, a little set of jump rings and a little set of, this is one I show you, a little set of pliers. I've got two types of pliers. I've got some flat nose pliers and some ring nose pliers, and they come in useful if you want to bend bits of wire, 2 bits of wire. You can do that kind of jazz with them. They don't cost very much from hardware stores. They don't have to be expensive ones for what we want, and they're really useful. You might not use them often, but one of those things that when you do, nothing else really does that job. So this is a bulb pin. Love a bulb pin. And there, look at that. Oh, that works. And it's really useful to have that little jump ring in there because it gives you that extra bit of twist. It's not hanging awkwardly. It'll sit nicely now. We could even do, and I will, I'll put a jump ring on the end of this little homage to my little girls that are now no longer with us. And the reason we want those little extra jump rings is because it gives us that little bit of extra movement. Things are going to sit nicely and be able to move around. So there we are, my loves. I think I've done all of my decorating for these lovely little hidden paper clips. I can take her out of her torture. So I've got my lovely little girl here, I've got my fairy godmother, who I'm really pleased I've used her. This I like especially. I love that colour combination and that really special bit of lace. Nice lace is really nice. It pays off. It definitely pays off over and above nylon lace. This one I like. You've got the slight purple underneath and it's echoed with this tassel there. This one, obviously, I love. That's special. That's got meaning for me. This one, so cute. So cute. Quite an unexpected little one for me, that, but works really, really well. And then I've got this Creative Soul. What I have got and I haven't used are these little roses. I love these little roses. If I put that rose there and say that that's going to stick up above my page, then that's okay. I can hear nettle soup going on in the kitchen. Looks like I'm having nettle soup later, guys. There we are. I'm going to go off to one side and I'm going to squish this down a little. There we are. That'll be great. That'll be great when that's done. So there we go. I've done them. I've done them. I hope you've enjoyed that video and a little bit of a ramble about my sentimentality in my heart about my dearly departeds. Have fun with these. Like I say, you can make up lots in advance in little bits and bobs of scraps. You've got them there in your stash so that when you come to work on a particular kit, you can use up your little extras and you can make these things fit with whatever kit it is you're working. Okay, have fun. Bye.